We're losing!
Teamwork, guys, more teamwork.
They're burying us alive!
Well, shit.
Jeez Louise.
Honey, don't you want to beat those bastards? In my book, we're gonna be winners.
What's the matter? You got nothing left inside, huh? Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that?
Screw them.
What are you doing? What are people doing?
Is this early access too?
Hey, let me tell you something, bro.
Get out there now and do the best you can.
All right, look at those lovely faces coming to life. And who is that guy in the lower, on my screen, lower right-hand corner? Look at that guy. Just look at him.
Look at that. Would you look at that?
Look at it.
Take it all in. Would you look at that?
Oh, where is he? I'd like to look at him.
Finally.
Holy
that's what I was
shit.
waiting
Welcome, Jeremy, back to the show. You know, here we are on a Wednesday night.
Yep.
Jeremy, what did you tell us before we started? You're committed now?
I'm coming out of retirement. My podcast hiatus is over, and I will, from this point on, I will be on every future episode of Bad Fodder Figures.
Man.
Wow. We had to have that, special Wednesday night to bring it to you. Look at that. Breaking news right off the jump.
Yep. Chat's on fire. Just nothing but emotes. Just like looks like the stock exchange, just going.
Can we get a hype train going?
The hype train level 5. Let's go.
Well, holy shit. Here we are. I would ask Matt and Eric how the hell they're doing, but I just talked to you guys a few days ago, so you guys can fuck right off properly.
Just like any other Sunday.
Yeah.
Touche. But Jeremy, how the hell has it been, man? It's been a long time. I can't remember the last time I've seen your face. I mean, last time, all these Extra Life Twitch streams, we haven't seen you. It's just been behind the VR visor, the headset.
I know you guys are lucky. Some people have to see my face every day. So yeah, things have been good. Just been doing the dad life, the work life, family stuff. Especially for someone like me who generally hates people. This past year and a half has been very interesting and not having to be around them. So, just been doing life stuff. And I think probably when I took a step back, probably 2 years ago, I think, maybe even 3, I don't remember, but just life stuff was going on. My wife was going back to school. I had started in a job shortly after that, and that was ramping up and stuff like that. So it was just, people don't understand. If you've never done a podcast before, you don't understand the amount of work that goes in. Even if you're just, someone who's showing up just to kind of talk, there's still kind of prep and planning that goes in. And then, someone, Mike will tell you there's a whole lot of other stuff that it takes a lot of magic to make something like this happen. So, when at the end of the day, family is first and more important. So I had to take a step back, but you guys, we've always been in contact with each other, and I've tuned in and offered feedback whenever it was wanted or not wanted sometimes. But but yeah, it's been really great seeing you guys just kind of take this and run with it and see where it went. And thanks for letting me join again.
No problem. You can see where it went. Fucking Eric's got 2 TVs. Got one in the holster.
I know.
It's just all about the TV.
Yours is like 2 TVs back there. Jeez Louise. Hey, Matt, you say that's number 3 or number 4?
That's number 4 now, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's number 4.
Yeah, shoot. Mike's gone through a couple landscapers. He gained a house. He lost a house. How many vehicles? It's he didn't seem like it's that long. But.
It's like hitting the goddamn lottery, man.
And check this out. I got a.
Here we go.
Yeah. Very very braggadocious here. Just
Matt was braggadocious last week.
I have been phased out of my current position at work because they like to have people leaders in place at the physical locations where a vast majority of our customer support agents work out of the Arizona and Florida hubs. So they've created this other position for me on another team. And I was privy to this person left the company just, I don't know, about a month and a half ago. And she told me what she made. Yes, I know that's bad politics to talk about what you made, but she was leaving and we started together in 2015, yada, yada. And she just was trying to like, hey, this is what I was making when I left, by the way. And so I was going into this with this new position. I'm like, shit, this is going to be like a fucking 1 to 2% raise, right? 32% increase.
God damn, that is
stacking paper.
That is
Yes,
that is-
stacking much paper.
That's stacking.
Told you I was
all
listening.
that paper stacking. I know what that means now. That is awesome.
Congratulations there, Matt.
I've learned a lot. This
So yeah,
Good for you, man. Good for you.
almost-
yeah, that is good. That is great, man.
yeah. So, yeah, maybe we spend that money here, spruce up the show a little bit. You know, maybe get some better a graphics package. You know, Jeremy was talking about prep work, and now I understand what Matt said. You know, I'm going to be 5 minutes late tonight. I got bleaching. He keeps saying bleaching something. I didn't know what it meant. So now I understand he's been doing some prep work. Is that what we call it, Matt? Bleaching?
This weekend, yeah, been doing some
Balloon
prep
rock,
work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of prep work, 508-659-BFFS, 508-659-2337. Call and leave a voicemails. We've been slacking in the voicemail department, and we need those voicemails.
What happened to Fred French, man? I guess he just
Yeah,
said
what happened?
kick
Yeah.
rocks, bad font figures.
I mean, Fred French, man, he's just too busy giving me a hard time on Twitter about his Yankees. You know, they swept the Red Sox the last couple series. We fixed that problem last night, though. We turned that around. Speaking of which, Matt, I know as a diehard Reds fan, who do you hate more, the Cardinals or the Dodgers?
Cardinals. I hate the fucking Cardinals. I hope the Dodgers win. I'm all about the Dodgers. I hate the fucking Cardinals.
They're losing right now, 1-0.
Okay. Oh, good.
Cardinals are the hottest team in baseball, so
Wow.
Fuck the Cardinals.
yeah. Hey, look, Dad, we're 5 minutes into the show and there's already a pussy sighting. This is a good thing.
Oh, yeah, pussy.
So let's see, who do we got in chat? We got Chase, we got Maniac, we got Nepo, which I think is Chase as well.
Yep.
Yes. All right. Well, thanks for
Yeah.
joining, guys. Wednesday, I guarantee you, a special Wednesday night show. Look at that. We already have Jeremy back in the fold for subsequent episodes. You can't
Like
beat
the
that.
ABC after school special, where I talk about doing drugs and shit and how they're bad for you and how your mother touched you inappropriately.
Wow. All that?
Wow, that was oddly specific.
Digging into that comment.
I gotta go. Geez. So, Jeremy, tell us, give us a quick rundown of the VR landscape. Is it still niche?
Look at that.
Is it thriving? Is
You know, I would say that it was. Now I'm going to be forthcoming and say I wouldn't say I'm as on top of it as I used to be, but there's still places putting out headsets. There's still people putting out games. I think a lot of that stuff is not necessarily in my wheelhouse or something.
Jeez.
We're getting
she just knocked something down. Whoa. She's fired.
Jeez.
Fired.
for those not watching the video, we just had a guest.
Exactly.
He said under the desk, not behind it.
Oh.
Say it like you mean it.
What you doing off camera there? Keep looking over at Brennan.
It's a lot, bro.
Are there tassels involved?
No.
Look at his face. Look at him. He's like a kid
He
in
don't
a
know what to
candy
do.
store.
What
No.
the hell is supposed to do, you moron?
Exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth, man.
You need a moment? Are you okay?
We're good now.
Okay.
We're good.
We're good
Proceed.
now.
Proceed.
I don't even know what the hell we were talking. What was it? VR? Oh, so yeah, VR. Yeah, things are popping in VR. I do not have my finger on the pulse as I once did, but like there's still a new headset being announced next week, I think, by Vive. Games are still coming out. I haven't really been getting into a whole lot of new ones. I got stuck on Demio, which you guys talked about some months back, and I think Eric, you dabbled in that a bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's a cool game though.
Yeah,
Was
it
that the
is.
board game one?
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
like
that-
Dungeons and Dragons type
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching you guys play that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is. For a guy like me who really likes nerdy things but doesn't have a lot of friends, or at least didn't have real friends in person growing up. I never got to play roll the 20-sided dice in a room full of Doritos and Funyuns and all that. But that's like the next best thing, because obviously you can do it where. See, there you go. There it is. The future of Bad Fodder figure will be D&D nights, virtual D&D nights. But
The future.
but yeah, VR
like
is
the
still
monkeys.
kicking.
Are you excited about the PSVR 2?
I am, yeah, because
me
I
too.
think I know a lot of people are poo-pooing on it because of the whole wire thing, but I mean, it's a console. It's VR associated with the console. It's not gonna be wireless, and I mean, people say wireless is the future. You guys have your Quest. I'm still rocking my Rift S, and I'm totally fine with the wire. But I see the appeal, but I also don't see it as a necessity.
Right.
I think the biggest news about that PSVR 2 are those controllers. I mean, the fact that they went with those Move controllers with the stupid light up balls at the end of them that don't even have analog sticks. Honestly, I think that's held PSVR back more than anything, is there's not having a really good controller setup. But these new ones, they got the analog sticks, they got the nice dual sense haptics in them. I think it's going to be the next big thing as far as console VR.
Especially when they sign Half-Life 2. I mean, no, excuse me. Yeah, Half-Life Alex. Especially when they get that. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Eric was an amazing guy, as we all know he is, but he got me Half-Life Alex back in the day because I wasn't in a place where I could get it for myself, and I played it, and it is a really good game. It's a great game. And I know Eric holds it in high regards, but honestly, there's better games than that out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think it's probably the best way to. You've got your Beat Saber, that's your everyone can understand that game. And then when you get into, I think Half-Life Alex is that next, like, okay, I'm really going to get into VR now.
Yeah.
But once you get to that point, there's a lot of other things out there too. So,
Oh, yeah.
And what's very quickly, Valve already has a headset, but they are rumored to be working on another headset which is going to be wireless, like the Quest and like PSVR 2, right?
That's my understanding. Yeah. So,
Curious
and
how that takes. Could you picture a situation where you got your Steam Deck and you got your wireless VR?
Man,
And
that's the future there. Ready Player One.
well, I mean, you can do that now with the Quest 2. The Quest 2, you can connect to a PC wirelessly, like through the actual Oculus app.
Oh.
You can then use that to that interface to launch Steam. So, I mean, you technically can do that now, just not with a Valve headset. So,
Well, I mean, close your ears, John, but maybe, a flashlight with the Steam Deck and
Man, I'm all
My
in.
attention.
I'm all in.
that's not what we hear, Eric.
Man,
That-
all the way in. Jeez. I do it constantly.
Whoa, like-
Constantly.
Constantly.
Right.
All right. Well, good catching up with you, Jeremy. Before we get too deep in the woods here, plug your Extra Life efforts. I noticed that you have changed your seasonal Twitter handle has been updated to reflect Extra Life, so I assume that is
Yes.
coming at some point. Am I correct?
you are correct, and I've actually been slacking in that department somewhat intentionally up until the last week or so. I had some stuff going on that might have interfered with my planned date of October 29th. But as of right now, that is going to go on. It's going to go full steam. I'm not doing anything crazy like VR the whole time. That almost killed me that year, I think.
Yeah, that's a lot,
and then,
bro. Jeez.
And then I've done Warframe for 24 hours a couple times, and I enjoy that, but I'm just trying to break it up. I've actually got a friend of mine who kind of helped me out during those wee hours the past few years. Because if you've ever done 24 hours of Extra Life before, you know that hours 20 through 24 are the absolute hardest. And a friend of mine's helped me out the past couple of years, and he always wanted to be more involved. So he and I are going to be, I'm going to be doing it. He's going to join as he can or as he feels fit. He's never done anything like that before. So,
Oh, nice,
you know,
man.
hopefully-
You gonna join?
Yeah. Well, I did want to say that right now we're tossing around a couple games. One is Borderlands 3 because I know Matt loves it, but I still every time I play it I can't, it doesn't grab me. So I'm hoping that being able to play that co-op with someone will. And then the other one, Mike, we're gonna blow the dust off of Dying Light. Well, I'm gonna blow the dust off of it. He's never played it. So if either of you ever feel like joining Friday, October 29th, and that's the game that we're playing, feel free to shoot me a message or whatever and let me know. But we're going to do one or both of those, and then once we do hit that hour 20 through 24, like I said, we're going to be doing some Demio. That way you can actually get up, get the body moving, get the blood flowing, and that good stuff. So I am going to do some VR, but just probably not till towards the end.
I am all about doing some Borderlands 3 with you, if you're going to do that. I know Mike and I did on his Extra Life. We played that when it first came out, and we did some other stuff in that. And, yeah, and speaking of blowing the dust off of stuff, 508-659-BFFS, 508-659-2337 is our voicemail number. We need some voicemails, people.
I mean, if you squint close enough, right? I mean, Matt does look a little bit like Jerry Lewis these days, with the slim down body, you know.
Slim down body.
Yeah, you know, like a telethon over there. You want to give that number one more time, sir?
508-659-BFFS. 508-659-23. We need like a scroller going across the.
Operators are standing by, Matt. Operators are standing by.
Operators are standing by. Look at us. We're all standing by waiting.
That's right.
He said you look like end of life Jerry Lewis. Just let that sink in.
Whoa.
You're a dipstick, a 14-carat dipstick.
He said end of life Jerry Lewis. Son of a bitch.
Wow. Ballooned up, huh?
Yeah. You know what would be a good game for Extra Life? It Takes Two.
I can't do platformers. I can't.
That game was awesome, though.
That's what
That
we're
was
talking
fun.
about. That's why
To see Mike and Matt play that's hilarious. Bro, the conversation that's going on to see them two play that would be out of control.
Oh, I threw the controller the one time I broke the controller.
Out of control.
I was so pissed. I don't know. I can't remember what we was doing, Mike, but I got so pissed. I threw the controller.
Oh, to be the best.
I think it was
Oh, it
that
was so
time.
bad.
I think when you were like in that sort of arena, Eric, and they had the plane, like the enemy had like
That's what
the
it was.
old timey airplanes coming at you,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Snoopy planes, right?
Yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
my God. The
I was
best.
so pissed. Besides that, I had a great time. That was a fun game.
Yeah.
Love that game. Yeah, it was awesome.
So Jeremy, you got to be gearing up for a birthday soon, right? I know it's Matt-tober. We're easing our way into
I told you.
Yeah,
Jeremy Tober.
nestled snugly in between Matt Tober and Mike Tober is Jeremy Tober. Yeah, that's next Friday.
It's
Yeah.
that Mike and Matt sandwich, ain't it?
Further proves the point that it's not about the handle; it's about the meat in the middle, right?
Yeah, exactly. Correct. Hey, they don't name sandwiches after the bread. They name sandwiches after the meat.
Yeah. For those that don't know, Jeremy feels that the bread is overhyped. He would just get a meatball, and then
We could have a whole other show about that. Okay, about the bread.
That's our spin-off show. We're gonna have
And if you got an
we're gonna have
opinion
seasons
on-
though. Season 1 is all about bread.
And you know what? If you got an opinion on meat and bread and what's more important, 508-659-PFFS, 508-659-2337. Tell us, bread or the meat? What's more important? I'm a bread man. The handle.
The name of that podcast is We've Got the Meats.
We've got the meat. Sponsored by Arby's.
Yeah.
The Go-Go's. Can we play the Go-Go's song with that one?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
We got the beat. We got the beats. I thought, Matt told us beforehand that he just secured Bad Mama figures, and I thought that's maybe where we would talk. Not to be sexist, but that's maybe where we would talk about our food, the food podcast.
Is that a subtle go?
Roast beef sandwiches.
Nah,
flaps.
my wife would be the host and just come in knocking over shit.
What? What? Wait, what?
Now we know how that one TV got broke back
No,
behind.
Yeah.
They're trying to put up a Christmas tree. I think it's October. I don't know how she doesn't have like.
Hey, Jeremy, no bullshit. One is up, but nothing's on it. One is up in my freaking TV room right now. I swear to you. Wish I could show you out a picture.
Oh no!
Is this a live call-in podcast? Chase, that'd be no. But next episode,
508
that's a good idea.
659
Next episode.
BFFS.
Like,
next
how'd
episode.
that asshole on the bottom right get on? What is?
For those that are just joining, Jeremy has told us that he is back on board. He's no longer just surviving; he's thriving, and he's ready to sow his
If it
oats
is
again.
survive.
He's ready.
Fucking thriving.
Yeah. So let's talk about what we've been playing. I know about Matt and Eric. It's only been a few days, but Jeremy, what have you been playing of late? You don't have to summarize the last 3 years, please. We don't have that much time.
No.
Matt's got to be in bed, pretty soon here. But what has been on your playlist of late?
So I actually spent most of this year. I'll narrow it down to that. Trying to catch up on some stuff that I didn't get around to when they came out. Specifically on since I was lucky enough to secure a PS5 at some point late last year. So I played through God of War because I never got to do that. I played through Final Fantasy, the Final Fantasy remake, which was fantastic as well. God, and there was something else I played and actually finished. Like it had been a long time since I had finished any game really, because I just kind of dabbled in this and that, and especially being into VR like I am. VR games are usually the endless type thing where you just kind of keep doing it to get a better score, like a Beat Saber or a Pistol Whip or something like that, or it's an experience that might be 5, 6, 8 hours, something like that. So. It had been a long time since I just sat down and finished some games, so it was kind of nice to kind of get into some of that stuff that I never got around to before because I got bit by that VR bug. I've been eyeballing that Ghost of Tsushima now that they've got like basically the finished version now, but so I think I don't know, maybe we'll see what either the birthday fairy or Santa brings, and if neither one of those two, then I'll go out and get that on my own, but. Just a little bit here and there. Believe it or not, I haven't been playing Warframe. Mostly because you guys announced a few episodes back about how they're finally going to do the cross-platform play. The problem with that, I guess not really a problem, but my holding off on that is way back in the day. Some of you might not know this, because a lot of times people say, well, Warframe was a launch game with the PS4, which it technically was. It was on PC a good long time before that, but they let people copy their PC account over to PS4 at one point, and I had already put a lot of time and hours into it, and so when they finally let that process, they said you're going to have this strict period to do it. You can only do it once. There's no exceptions and everything like that. Anything you owned on both accounts, they kind of gave you credit for, like, with their end-game money. So I made out like a bandit when that happened. So I have over 800 hours in both versions of the game at this point, and I don't know how they're going to handle it because I'm afraid that they're going to do you have to replace one with the other, and I don't know if that comes down to it. I don't know that I'm going to want to lose that progress or anything like that, so I just basically been freezing everything in that, but... rest assured, once that picks up, I will definitely be in Warframe again, and doing that. So,
excellent. And catch everybody up to speed. So you have acquired the PS5, but you predominantly, if you're playing anything Xbox related, you're doing that on the PC, right? So you do not have a Series X, S, or anything like that, right?
No, me having an Xbox console would be redundant with the PC that I have. So.
And quickly, what's your overall impressions of the PS5 now that you've had it for a while?
It makes me not want to turn on my PS4 anymore. I mean, I still have it, and it's like upstairs, and the kids play on it most of the time now. But I like the controller. I even did the whole. I turned on the whole 3D audio thing because I don't have my surround sound set up in my basement yet, and that worked. It worked really well. I'm not going to say it's a replacement because it's far from that, but I definitely could tell a difference. Yeah, it's and I think the biggest complaint that I've seen, and I think it's a valid one as far as the storage size, which now there's a fix for that. But I've always been a guy who I only have the things installed that I actually want to play or am actively playing. And I'll go through pretty regularly and like, hey, look, I haven't started this up in 2 months. I'll delete it and just, when something has more available hard drive space, it works better, whether that's your computer, your phone, your console, whatever. I'm not some guy who's like, well, I'm going to leave this installed for 2 years because on a whim I might decide to play through this level again or something like that. So that storage thing, I definitely understand why people had the complaints that they did. To me, it's not that big a deal. I'm still hooked up to a 1080 TV with it, so I don't care about the 4K and UHD. I'd much rather have 60 frames than 4K any day anyway. So, but yeah, it's great. And as Mike said several times, that DualSense is it's something special. I think the controller itself with the rumble, with the sounds that come out and stuff like that, it's a whole new feeling. I'll say, let me back up. It's something special when it's done right. There are some games. Borderlands 3 is one of them. They phoned that in so hard, and I've actually turned it off on that because it was so poorly implemented. But then something like Warframe, where a machine gun feels like a machine gun, a shotgun feels like a shotgun, a laser beam gun just sits there and vibrates in your hands, and you actually feel that weapon and hear it too. It's pretty amazing. So yeah,
it's definitely not gimmicky. Like you said, when done well, it's not gimmicky. It's really heightens the immersion.
It does, absolutely.
Yeah. Just like Matt and sex toys, right, Matt? You need that. You need that immersion.
There's going to be a lot of immersion going on this weekend. I hope.
Matt is really building up this weekend, folks. If you haven't heard, recap just very quickly. Last week on the show, Matt is going to Cuddles and Bubbles, and where is this again? Memphis.
Nice. East of here. It's east of here. It's still in Ohio. We're still in Ohio.
Okay.
It's not called Sun Bubbles, is it? I remember growing up. There was this really cheesy commercial. I mean, we're talking 80s, 90s. It'd be we lost Jared. It would be like Sun Bubbles, and it always showed these like happy white couples getting into a hot tub. And then it was like years later, the health department shut them down because everyone was catching every kind of disease in the world from this place. It was literally just a big fuck bath joint. So
fuck bath. I think we got the name of our title.
Yeah. There used to be a hotel down in Kentucky. I can't remember the name, but it was like they had like
they only had one, Matt. They only had one.
There was like they had like a caveman room. They had like a future room, old west room. They had like themed rooms where you could go and have fun with your
fuckery
wife, your other fucker or something. I don't know.
Second spin-off show.
It's like, yeah, exactly.
Bad motherfuckers.
Bad. And their phone number is 508-659-BFFS. 508-659-2337.
Order the king size mattress, right? Just call them up.
That's right, yeah.
Heart-shaped king size.
I've never been. You guys ever sleep in a heart-shaped bed? Never been in a heart-shaped bed.
No, get back to us next week and let us know on episode 181. Let us know how it went.
All right.
I had a water bed when I was a kid, but no heart-shaped bed.
My sister had a water bed.
I found the Sun Bubbles commercial. I'll put that in our chat, our group chat.
No.
I can't tell if my internet is tanking or what, but everybody's video seems to be a little distorted. So maybe we need to get on with this before. Hell of a thing. This fucking revamp show and we fucking pieced out on you.
Thanks a lot. Jeremy comes back and fucks it all up.
Yeah. The fucking the hamsters in the fucking in the modem over there aren't used to fucking 4 people being on there. It's tweaking out on me. Yeah, let's get to the news. Matt says he's got a very robust lineup of terrible topics tonight, so we should just get to the news and then get on with things. No?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. All right. I thought I was giving a little pause there, Max. I thought you were going to give out the number again, but fuck it. I'll just get right to it.
508-659.
Really? Really? Okay, do you hear what he just said? Do you hear what he just said? Why don't you, for once in your life, just do the fucking news? All right, no. I'm gonna do the fucking news. No, here is the fucking news.
All right. So before we started tonight, I was playing a little bit of Battlefield 2042. Okay. So
How's that?
It was sloppy. There's a lot of issues.
Yeah.
There was a lot of issues going on with that game. You know, it's an open beta, and they still got a while to go. So you know, your mileage will vary. I'm sure they'll tighten it up with a bunch of updates and shit. But there was a lot of like vehicles floating, like grass popping out of like, you know, big like mountains and boulders and shit like that. And then there'd always be like this screen tearing going on. It seems like it's in a pretty rough state right now. But
What were you playing on?
Series X.
Did you try to do the Xbox One version?
No, I did not.
Because I put in our chat because I wasn't sure how Smart Delivery would do that, because there is actually the Xbox One version is going to have the 64 player cap, and the Series X, and I don't know about the S, will have the 128, because that's the predicament I'm in. Is I have a friend who still has a PS4, so if I want to play with him, I have to buy the $100 version.
Well, no,
So I
this is
can
the first
do
story
it.
here. We're telling you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
Battlefield 2042 new gen upgrades will be free with the standard digital versions. So EA has clarified that the dual entitlement feature, only available for digital versions, will give you the free upgrade to the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S. So your buddy goes out there, he should buy the next gen update, right? And he'll get the PS4 version. When he's ready to get the PS5, he'll already have it for free. And this is the standard price. No one has to drop $100 or anything like that.
Good. Well, so then I'll have to get the PS4 version too then,
Yeah.
if I want to play with him. Yeah.
Well, they don't have
that's
because you can't do cross play because it's the systems between the 64 and the 128. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's good on them, because
yeah. They announced that players who purchase a standard digital edition will be able to upgrade from PS4 or Xbox One to new gen PS5 or Xbox X and S free of charge. This is a U-turn on EA's previous stance, which required players to own the more expensive Gold Edition to be entitled to an upgrade.
good for them. EA did something we liked.
So there you go. But hopefully they fix the quality of that game. I'll be playing it, you know, over the weekend to get a little bit more. You know, it's definitely a running simulator. You know, it's got the same old, you know, pick your spawn points and you got to jump in, you know, and then a lot of times with 128 people, right? So what's that, 64 on each side? You know, there's enemies everywhere. So sometimes you can spawn in, you think you're fine, and someone's fucking camping and taking you out. But there was a lot of action for sure, even though you were doing a lot of running. It seemed like either people were getting a handle on flying, or people really like to crash at, like, you know, full throttle, because there was like helicopters coming down, there was like F-10s just boom, leaving craters in the ground. So.
Well, that was the thing in my experience with the Battlefield series, is I would so rarely get into any type of flying vehicle that when I did, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, to the point where I would pretty much just crash into the ground, and then it would be another 10, 12 matches before I got into another flying vehicle, but then it was a totally different model, so then you got to figure out how to do that one, and yeah.
But good times. Hopefully everybody's picking it up. You're going to get playing it on the PlayStation, though, with your buddy. Is it cross-play eventually with, can Xbox... I think Xbox Series X and, like, PS5 and PC can play with each other. Is that right?
That is my understanding. Yeah, it's the same. It's cross generation play, I think is
Right.
what they called it. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. Well, Matt hasn't pre-ordered, and despite me being a little lukewarm on what I saw today in the beta, hopefully it should turn out okay when it finally releases. Because Matt hasn't put his hex on it yet.
Don't do it, Matt.
No.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pre-order anything ever again.
We were reminiscing before we started tonight about some Ghost Recon Wildlands play that we did some years back. You hear that in the a little bit of those snippets in the intro and terrible topics. You know, it was definitely an epic night that has lasted for what are we doing this now, 4 years or something like that. So Ghost Recon is coming out with a new game, or Ubisoft is. It's called Ghost Recon Frontline. It's a new and evolving free-to-play shooter for up to 102 players. It will offer a variety of modes, but its flagship offering available at launch will be Expedition. It's a 102-person large-scale mode where teams of 3 players compete objectives before calling for extraction. Now, I guess a lot of people reacting to this have been calling it, pretty close to Battle Royale. To me, it sounds a little bit, Matt, like that Warzone, like that cash grab mode. What was that called? Do you remember?
Yeah, cash grab mode.
Was that,
what was that called?
That felt like
Yeah.
Battle Royale, but you were grabbing the cash and then
Having
you would
money, right?
money, something along those lines.
Cash money.
But they did an interview and sort of saying, addressing the comparison, and they saying Battle Royale is a genre. It's not like we're very far away from it, but we are different in many ways. We are free to play indeed, but we are a tactical action, massive PvP shooter. That's what we want to call it. It's our own very personal take on the massive PvP shooting scene that's done in the Ghost Recon universe. There will be some other modes. There's a secondary mode called Control. It will offer a 9v9 points-based affair. And they didn't offer too much information on that. It just accept that it will be a traditional arena shooter. So,
I'm pretty sure the last time I played a Ghost Recon was that night when we all tried to kill the Predator.
I think that was before.
Yeah.
I think that was before.
Yep.
That was before, yeah. But I'm just saying that's the last time I played Ghost Recon, I think, was that night.
No, I think we played Wildlands after that, right?
Did we?
Yeah, I think the
Maybe
Predator
the
thing
beta
was
or something.
I think the Predator thing was we did that with Holy Goalie
Yeah.
and like the Dads
No,
Going
I
Around
was-
the Gamers in Beta days, right? Wasn't that? I think
That was after. That was after. I did the Predator thing too. That was a hot mess.
That was a hot mess that night.
we couldn't kill him, right?
We got nowhere.
Yeah,
We
Not even
got
close.
nowhere.
Yeah. So someone is keeping track somewhere. How many free-to-play Ubisoft games does this make? Right, they're working on a Division free-to-play game, no? And I believe they are. I forget what it's called. Heartlands, something like that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one here. And is that the other one? Is it the one with like all like the different characters from Ubisoft games? They had like a beta like a few weeks back or a month or so back.
Yeah, it used to be called Quarantine, and then they changed it for.
Well, that's Extraction. Well, that's like I know what you're talking about. That's a Rainbow Six one. But there was some other game where they take players from like all the different Ubisoft games.
Super Smash Brothers?
Stop jumping ahead in the planner, will you? Come on. Episode 180. This thing needs to be fucking pristine, and you're jumping ahead. I just learned a few weeks ago how to silence people on Discord. Do I need to take out the silencer?
Oh,
Jesus.
too late for that shit.
Anyways, I think someone will find out. But there is I think 3 Ubisoft free-to-play games, and as usual with Ubisoft, they just don't do things, haphazardly. They jump in with all 2 feet, whether it's new technology like Stadia or Amazon Luna, the Wii. They were always the publisher that would put games on like the Wii and the Wii U when other EA and shit went through that. So it doesn't surprise me here that they're now trying to do a little catch up with the free to play stuff because we've had Fortnite, we got Apex, we got Warzone. So here comes Ubisoft a little late to the party. But we've been talking prior to the show about maybe doing some game nights like we used to do back in the day. So maybe some of these free-to-play games will give us an excuse to commiserate with each other, but also try out some new shit. Speaking of shit, Destiny 2 arrives on Game Pass for PC October 12th.
Ouch.
Oh, sorry.
Matt's bewildered.
It just felt natural. I just went with it. I enjoyed Destiny 2, but I just wanted to run with it. Yeah, so Microsoft is now bundling Destiny 2 Beyond Light on Xbox Game Pass for PC starting on October 12th. Is this a big deal for you, Matt, or no?
I played on the Series X, so no, it's not a big deal.
Okay.
I mean, I might try and play on my laptop. I get it's supposed to be able to do stuff. I don't know. I'll see what happens.
Now, what about you, Jeremy? For someone who dives in and out of your Game Pass subscription, is this exciting to you at all? Destiny does nothing for you?
I fucking hate Destiny 2. I hate Destiny. I was so on board for Destiny and lasted 2 months before I was like, I can't. The real game starts at level 20, whatever, and then you're just doing I'm a traditional RPG guy. I want to see levels. I want to see my stats, like my normal stats go up. I don't want to see the stats of my gear go up and do gear score. And I did that first raid with glass. I did that so many times and got. I played that game like 2.5 months and got one exotic weapon that I had to buy from a vendor that was a mea culpa that they screwed up. Like I didn't every time I did one of those damn things, I got a what are the things that change your colors on your clothes? Shaders. Yeah, I got that every single time I did. I was done. I was done with that, and then I've never gone back. And then they did the thing where I bought the season 1 pass, and then they started taking away the content to add new content. I never even got to play, and I'm like, no, I'm not. That's not the type of game I want to play.
And don't you have to go on a certain day to get something from the store or something, Matt? Don't you got on a Wednesday or something?
The damn vendor. Where's Zur? Where's Zur.com?
He's there for a couple of days. You go there, and he's got some shit. You look at his loot, and you buy it if you want it, or you don't. Yeah, I visit Zur every week, see what he's got.
It's like this big miss. Oh, is he going to be over here, or is he going to be 30 feet in that direction, or is he going to be up the stairs over there? Oh my God, what's going to happen? Nobody knows. But yeah, that's not the type of thing I wanted to get into. So no, I'm happy that people enjoy it. So
I enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, to summarize, the PC version launching on Game Pass next week won't be any different from what's already on Steam. It will remain cross-play. Players will see a new Windows logo next to Xbox Game Pass for PC players instead of the familiar Steam one. So there you go. People want more shit to play beyond Game Pass, and like I said, it does include the Beyond Light. The Bungie has already clarified that the Witch Queen, which comes out February 22nd, will not be free on Game Pass. You have to pay them, and Matt's already got that pre-ordered, despite him saying, I don't pre-order shit. So
it's guaranteed to be fucked up.
Yep. People will complain, and then it'll end up being included.
Yeah. So this last news item here, Jeremy, I hand selected. I went through all the notes.
Jeez, I guess so. I feel special.
Kingdom Hearts, because I feel like you know what Kingdom Hearts is, because I have no really clue what the hell Kingdom Hearts is. Every time I see Kingdom Hearts, it's like some Disney game with like
it's got all the Disney characters in. Yeah.
Okay. So this character, I guess, is the most requested character to come to Super Smash, and people absolutely lost their mind. So Sora, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, that's the main character with the Keyblade.
Okay, so tell me, is this a big deal? Is this like
I don't think it's any other deals than the other characters. I mean, he's a character in the game. It's to me, it's not a big deal. But
It's a character with a sword, so I mean,
yeah,
I think they got a few of those. Yeah, I mean, I did. I'm not. I'm certainly not a Kingdom Hearts nut. I played through the first two back on PS2,
yeah,
or three, whatever one it came out on. And they were fine. They were action
yeah.
RPGs or whatever. But I mean, I think the big thing here is that it's a technically, well, I guess he'd be a Square character, not a Disney character. So
Right.
yeah, that's the biggest thing to me is that it's just not a Nintendo property.
So he's dropping on October 18th, the same day the game's 3 new Mii Fighter costumes become available, one of which I think is that Doom Guy skin. You can purchase these individually for $5.99 or part of the Super Smash Ultimate Fighter Pass Volume 2, which costs $29.99. They say what to expect in terms of the skin. It's going to be the default skin in his Kingdom Hearts 1 design. There are skins for many of the other games and forms of Sora throughout the franchise. Specifically, fans can choose between Sora's Kingdom Hearts 1 default design, his Kingdom Hearts 2 form, Kingdom Hearts 2 Valor, and Wisdom forms. And there's a whole bunch of other ones, which I'm not going to read because I have no fucking clue what they are. But, I must admit, I was watching a little bit with bated breath because I thought finally we were going to see Waluigi, right? That's what I was holding out for. But they're just not going to give us Waluigi. So yeah, and this is the final character update for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and then the guy who created this, the Sakurai, signed off, right? He says he's all done. He's not making any more Super Smash games.
Thank God.
So do you think? Do you think Nintendo just lets this franchise go now? Or you think someone else picks up the torch for the next system?
They'll let it sit for a minute, then they'll remaster it or remake it or do something. Because that's a money grab, bro.
Man, Smash is like Saturday Night Live. Everyone loves the one that they played when they grew up, and it's always whatever. If they do find someone to make another one, some people will end up liking it. Other people say it's not as good as 64 or Wii or whatever one that came out that they were playing. And I mean that's why they still have tournaments with some of those older ones because it's
Before we move on, I don't have a news item on this, but that Amazon game, New World, is it New World or New Worlds? Is it plural
New
or singular?
World.
Singular.
I think it's singular, yeah.
Okay. Seems to be catching the world on fire. I'm curious if it's a flash. And it seems to me with the numbers, it's not a flash in the pan. Because some of these games have big numbers and then die out. But this, I haven't heard a lot of backlash with this, and people seem to really be enjoying it. And some streamers, like this one person I follow, Sequisha on Twitch, he's usually around like 1,000 or 2,000 people per stream. Like he's up to like 4,000 now, so he's kind of like doubled. And I just see like, Goth is on all the time playing. I mean, I got an alert like 5 a.m. in the morning.
Starts at 5 a.m. in the morning, he's doing shit.
He's addicted to this like crack, like Matt in the WoW days.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Crazy.
It's similar. I heard it was similar to WoW.
Similar. Very
so Matt, you can't play that, Matt.
You got
Don't
some
play
twitches when
it.
you watch, Matt? You like?
Leave it alone, Matt.
I'm good.
So,
well, I'm curious to see how it lasts because I think there's a level cap of 60 right now. So I'm curious if when people hit 60, if there's like end game stuff, or if it's going to die off, or what's going to happen then. But I mean, everyone's all over it right now. I guess every day there's wars that happen and shit.
Well, and I haven't played it personally, but I also have to think that this is kind of really good timing for them because there's a lot of people backing away from Blizzard and Blizzard games, specifically WoW right now. So
right. Yeah.
They're looking for somewhere to go, and there's been lots of WoW killers, for the past 15, 20 years. But I think this might be the right timing for something fresh that's similar, but also not anywhere near Activision Blizzard right now.
Yep.
Yep. So Matt told us before we started today that he was going to give $100 out A lucky person in chat. Who's in chat right now? Does everybody? I want to see a show of hands. Everybody, blast us in chat with your favorite emote. I want to see how many people we have in chat right now before we move on here, and maybe give out some money. How many people are in chat? I don't see. Let's see.
I'm in chat.
You're in chat. That's it.
You can't win.
Everybody else has already bailed. Come on. There's no one in chat.
The hell I can't win.
I'd like it that Nepo and Chase like back to back leave the same comments. Is he like on his computer and his phone at the same time?
I think so.
So Matt, you giving $100 to yourself as well as a ninja?
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
So it seems like we got some people in chat here. All right, we're gonna get to it and just let you know. We're just gonna come out and say it that tonight is the last episode of Bad Fodder Figures.
What?
What? And I know Jeremy said he was coming back. Matt's been giving out the phone number, but we have collectively decided to end the show. This is going to be it, 180. Frankly, I've just been doing this a long time between Gamers and Beta and Bad Fodder Figures.
40 cast,
Gamers Unscripted. And I'm just burnt out, frankly. So I started the conversation with these guys just to let them know that, hey, I'm not going to do it anymore. So this is going to be it. And to be frank, there's no one else I'd rather podcast with than these guys. Maniac and Chad as well. So it's not like I'm like ending the show and then going somewhere else to do something. This is it. I felt like I've started in the early days listening to like One of Swords and Dan Emmerich and Hugh and Kat, and that said, I didn't sit there and say, wow, I can do this better than them, but I just said, wow, I could do this too if I wanted, and sort of have taken that and run with it over the years. But to me, it just feels like it's run its course. And before it feels like monotonous and feels like a job and feels like my heart's not into it, I just rather end here. And, the billing cycle is up in a few days where we're going to be billed again. So rather than waste people's money, I said to the guys, hey, this is going to be it for me. So, that's all there really is. There's no animosity between us. There's nothing. I think, if anything, we're, stronger than ever. And I think, there'll be times down the road where we get together and do, more fun stuff like we did in the beginning, like we talked about those Wildland nights or PUBG. So maybe some, streams are in our future. But as far as just being here every Sunday, doing the show, that is ending. That's it. So this is it. This is 180.
Well, and this isn't all on Mike. I mean, I think we've all been kind of going this route here, and I know, Pastor Mike's like, okay, well, it's coming up, renewal's coming up. I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen this year, and frankly, it's kind of a relief type of thing. I've been fucking podcasting since 2007 with Vic and starting that shit, and it's just the time has kind of come to hang up the earphones and just relax, chill, and
just be in bed by 9:30 on Sunday instead of 10.
But also know, I've been with you, Matt, been podcasting for years.
Yeah.
Man. But also know, Glovebox Gaming is going nowhere. So you guys can come on and hang out. That's gonna be there forever. Hopefully,
I forgot.
One day I'll get sick of it too.
I am ashamed that I did not mention at the top that we are a subsidiary of Glovebox Gaming, and of course,
that's right.
Glovebox Gyms Incorporated.
Yeah, so like Mike said, no animosity. Those are all my dudes. Jeremy, Matt, Mike. I'm still gonna go up to Boston when I can get up to Boston, and eventually I'm gonna go up to Ohio to get some blue ice cream. Is it, Matt? What's
oh yeah, blue ice cream, buddy.
Get some blue ice cream and get me some of that. So
yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
ice cream, man.
Well, and we kind of discussed even before this episode that it's not that Bad Fodder Figures is going away,
no.
Because really the only thing that's going away is the weekly audio only podcast. There's nothing that would stop just getting on Twitch and doing something like this and then putting it on YouTube to watch for later or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's, and I mentioned at the beginning of the show, and good on all of you for getting out before it gets to that point where it feels like a job or a chore or something that you don't want to do, and before feelings get hurt and it gets burnt out, and then it doesn't end on amicable terms. So it's I kind of feel like you guys are where I was a couple years ago when I said I needed to step back. So I totally understand what you're saying. And I mentioned at the beginning of the show, people who have never done a podcast before have no idea the amount of work that goes into it behind the scenes. You think you just get on, you chat with your buddies, ha ha ha, and then you hang up and it's done. But there's so much extra stuff. And Mike does.
Yeah, Mike has been doing it all, bro.
Mike does so much that you guys don't see. I mean, even if you just pull up on your phone app and just look at the actual show information and see all the show notes that he puts in there for every single show that he goes through there, and puts the online show notes on there for us to look at and stuff like that. So I'm amazed he's lasted as long as he has just in that role, and then just the three of you together as long as you guys been doing it. It's a lot. So saying that you've done that all, and you're still willing to do more stuff in the future just in a different way is fantastic.
Yeah, it's definitely I don't say a chore, but it's definitely something to get yourself emotionally set for. It's like, well, I've had a hell of a day, or it's the weekend, and now I gotta go and I gotta entertain, and people are like, well, you're just sitting there talking. Well, no, you it's more than that. You actually got to be there and participate and talk and be involved and stuff like that. So it's definitely a job, and that the people that have done it a long time and make money off of it, I can see where you're making money and all that stuff. But it's it's definitely something. And I think just ending on a note like this, where like you said, Mike said, and we're leaving on a high note. It's not like shit's going downhill. It's like, well, fuck, we got to end because we all fucking suck. But no, it's like no, shit's going good. We've all just kind of had enough and we're done. It's like, all right, well, now it's the time to just hang it up.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to get those extra 20 episodes and make it 200 or some bullshit like that. It's like, no, this is it.
Yeah, and to be, go behind the curtain a little bit, certainly Jeremy came up with the name Bad Fodder Figures, so we wanted to definitely include him here in the last show to close out. And I think what Jeremy mentioned before, like, we can come on here on Twitch and sometimes and just shoot the shit. And I think, in the early days, that was Jeremy's sort of vision for this thing. And I still didn't have the podcast part of it, like, out of my system yet. I was still very much into the mindset of, like, this is the formula or the type of show that I want to do. And I just feel like, here we are 180 episodes later, and, it's out of the system. It took 4 years, but here we are. There'll be an adjustment for sure because Gamers in Beta was Sunday nights. This has been Sunday nights. But yeah, it feels like the right time, and like I said, we're leaving on a high note and setting up Glovebox Gaming for nothing but success. But yeah, I look forward to when the dust settles here, of getting into some game nights, some chicanery, doing some off the wall stuff,
Yeah.
Get back into that spirit of things we did in the early days.
There's definitely going to be some more shenanigans and tomfoolery and stuff like that. That's going to be happening, but it's not going to be as much of a scheduled, regimented, thing happening. It's going to be, all right, hey, we're going to be live on Twitch tonight or fucking game, whatever.
Spontaneous.
But it's spontaneous, just like my sex life every year.
I mean, if we can get Matt to get his motorcycle helmet back and fixed, if we could get
man,
he could do some 15, 20-minute streams every morning on the bike.
Riding on the sidewalks and stuff. Get on the sidewalks.
It's a beautiful day. I can smell the suntan lotion.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Catch him giving some low fives to the other riders.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, sir. I know how you hate that, Mike. And I'm going I just keep every time I do that, and I think, man, if Mike was behind me, he'd probably run me over.
I sometimes Lynn is very much like me. Lynn's my wife, so I feel bad that I've sort of some of these pet peeves, hang-ups that I have now, cast upon her, so she doesn't like it either. So sometimes when I'm in the car and there's like a Honda Pilot coming to me and we're in the Honda Pilot, I roll the window down and give them a little, hey, what's going on? Hey.
I know Jeep people do that also.
Oh, they do. And
the
Jeep
people
do it. And the people with the Subarus, right? Those that's like a big time fucking cult. Those people with those like Subaru those wagons.
The Outbacks and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wasn't that a thing with Saturns when Saturns first came? Didn't they have like an ICP gathering?
I don't know. Ask Mike. Mike had a Saturn.
Mike had a Saturn.
You went to the conventions, Mike.
That shit's over at CarMax right now. We're not talking about that.
You drive by it and a tear rolls down his cheek.
It broke it to my parents slowly the other day when they came over, because they gifted me that car back in 2013. I was like, yeah, I just traded it in. And they're, how much you get for it? They thought I would get like $500-800. I was, no, I got $2,000 for it. They were psyched.
Wow,
that's good.
I probably with no pandemic, in the used car shortage, I probably would have got, a couple of years ago, I probably would have got $500-800. But yeah, $2,000.
Nice.
So,
look at that.
So let's end this on a high note. Of course, that means a terrible topic. Matt has hand selected one or two here. So let's cue up the Benny Hill one last time on the podcast and get down to it.
Might be women of the night walking around, broadcasting out their anuses. I'm like 70s Harry.
Oh, nice.
Oh, look at that. Burn it up. I'm right down in the fucking bed. Adult toys, sex crime or sexual assault, vaginas. Jesus fucking Christ.
All right, who's got the GPS on the rub and tug? No, wait, I have to ask. I just forget about that. I have to ask, Mike, did you know that that's actually me at the end and not Matt?
Oh, yeah.
Asking about,
we all know that.
Okay. That was a quiz. That was a test quiz for a gift years ago.
Okay. For years, I've been listening. I'm thinking everything on there is Matt, but me. I wonder if you thought that was Matt that night, but it was actually
we knew that
me.
was you.
All right.
Rub and tug.
Because you're in there as well when he goes like, I'm 70s Harry, and you go, oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Women, I think my favorite, the whole thing is women of the night.
Oh, my God. My favorite is playing that on the PUBG plane.
That the fleece Lavadot.
Oh, and then the guy, that guy who was on the phone with PayPal support.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, so tell us some terrible topics, Matt. Sorry.
All right. Oh shit! Now I'm getting all upset.
Emotional.
Yeah. All right.
I don't want to end now. I don't want to end now. It's fun.
Let's go on. I want to be part of Glovebox Gaming. All right. We have wedding and bodybuilder. Wedding.
Oh, you got to do bodybuilder. It's gonna be something silly.
Can we do both?
Yeah, why not?
Sure. What the hell?
Clear out the
That's a
bin.
treat to everybody.
Yeah, just get it all out.
All right. Let's get it all out. All right. We're gonna start with bodybuilder. This is a doozy. A bodybuilder who is okay. Now some of these work. Now like.
You got to preface it, huh, Matt?
Yeah, I meant to say, if any of them have Chinese names,
This is from across the pond. This is from across the pond. Bodybuilder who is in a throuple with sex dolls says his two partners have fallen in love. Bodybuilder who is in a throuple with two sex dolls says that his partners have fallen in love with each other. Yuri Tolokotko is back at it again after announcing that he had taken a second sex doll wife, Lola, while his old sex doll wife, Margot, was in repair, and that he is now in a throuple with Lola and another sex doll named Luna. Tolochko has now revealed that his 2 sex doll partners have fallen in love. The bodybuilder from Kazakhstan revealed the latter in an Instagram post where he explained that his dolls,
Nice.
Luna and Lola, were getting on pretty well and claimed that he spends time with them both together as well as separately. He wrote, "So me and Luna get along great. Lola also fell in love with Luna. I give each of them a separate time, but the 3 of us together are also having fun. Luna is so babe, so honey. I just want to hug her and not let go." Well, I'm going to use that line on Barb this weekend. Babe, you are so
this
honey.
weekend. You got a lot of plans for this weekend, man.
I got all types of plans. Let's see what happens. I got blueprints written out. He went on to add, "P.S. By the way, I am often asked how a doll differs from a living woman. In addition to the fact that she can be for a long time in different poses, and you can realize a variety of fantasies, she also has a unique pussy." And by the way, pussy is spelled P****************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** There are elements that a living woman does not have, and you just fly into space when you play with her. Previously, Yuri was married to Margot, but she broke down a couple of times and had to be repaired. So while she was away, Yuri tied the knot with Lola, who has the body of a chicken and the torso of a human. What the fuck? Where'd this come from? Recently, Yuri also disclosed that he was now with 2 sex dolls, with the other one, Luna, being like a sister hit to him. Now he has offered another update on a complicated relationship. That indeed is a terrible topic.
Mental health is a serious topic.
Russia is a serious topic.
Just to be sure I understood, he said that he was speaking about the doll when he said it had a unique vagina, because
Yes.
I don't know too many people who have copy vaginas, so I'm just making sure that the doll has the unique.
You can put them in a long time in different poses, and you can realize a variety of fantasies. She also has a unique vagina.
Because he would know.
I'm also going to use that line on Barb this weekend.
Boy, that sure is
unique. You got a unique vagina, Barb. How's that going to plan out?
That might not go to my best favor.
She's going to say this to you.
If I had a dick, this is where I'd tell you to suck it.
That would be unique, yeah.
That would be unique.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, on to the next story. The title of this is called...
We're all gonna get laid.
That's what I play this weekend. This next one is titled Buzzing with Joy. Bride claims she wore a secret vibrator controlled by her husband on her wedding day and says it calmed her nerves. A bride claims she wore a secret vibrator on her wedding day, which her husband was controlling, revealing she nearly orgasmed in the middle of the dance floor. The newlyweds headed to Australia for a bash with their family and friends after having an initial ceremony in the U.S. Wow, that's a hell of a travel thing, which was very traditional and attended by the bride's nan, I guess grandmother, nanny, I'm guessing. As this was their second wedding, the pair decided to mix it up a bit, with the husband suggesting his new wife wear a secret vibrator all night long. The bride initially agreed to the saucy addition, thinking it was a joke, but a few days before the event, she says her husband bought a new vibrator which he could control from his phone. They tested it to make sure the sound level was discreet, and all throughout the night, she said her husband pretended to check texts or take photos when he was really controlling the sex toy. The bride gushed. This, after marrying my husband, of course, was the best decision I made about our wedding day. At first, the woman thought the other half had forgotten about the device until it came to the speeches. The bride stood up to say a few words, and the groom took the opportunity to have some fun. She said at first it was subtle, enough so I could feel it, and for me to stumble on my words as it was turned on unexpectedly. but not so intensely that I couldn't regain my composure. As she came to the end of her speech, her husband cranked up the settings with the bride saying, "When this began, I completely lost my place and began to wriggle around like I needed to desperately go to the toilet." As soon as she finished the speech, he turned it back down, but she revealed he sporadically turned it up the vibrations all throughout the night. The bride admitted this was the time where I nearly orgasmed in the middle of the dance floor, literally surrounded by family and friends. The bride says she finally took it out at the end of the night and reckoned it was the best foreplay of her life. I'll tell you what, man.
Fool.
Hey, Jonna, come here. She's not coming. She's
Aren't you glad you had a lifeguard here to save you?
Guess. Wait a minute. You should go. There's no need for you to be here.
I think I should stay, and I think we should have sex.
Okay.
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 Jeez.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
well, that's all, folks.
That's how the hell the way at the show, ain't it?
Empty the bag. Just dump it all out, empty it out. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Today I need a friend like you. I'll just have myself a little squat and shit one out.
He's been sitting on these for 4 years. Just
Mike's just been waiting for the show to end to put all these out.
With a third person in here, I don't feel like I'm burdened to talk now. That you guys can talk amongst yourselves, and I can just be playing sounds. Let's keep the show going. I'm putting the bill in.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Next week it's just a show of just sound clips and shit.
Do you have a request, Matt?
Vaginas.
Getting very close to my shaft.
All right, let's end this. It's almost 11 o'clock. Jeez, Matt's going to have a very long day. He's going to fall
Holy
asleep on his
shit.
lunch tomorrow. So, tomorrow's Thursday. You won't be at the fireside tomorrow.
No.
Before we each go around, say our goodbyes, I just want to give a shout-out to Mark, Team Chaos Theory. He lost his dad. Just found out about it yesterday. I guess his dad passed away a few weeks ago. So condolences to Mark. And he says he's going to be showing up some random Friday. I don't know if you're sure if you saw this conversation on Discord, Matt, that me and him were having, that he's going to be coming to Cincinnati. And he says he's going to just show up one day at Fireside on a Friday. And then he wants to take you somewhere for wings.
Well, he needs to let me know. He needs to let me know because normally on Fridays I'm working at home. So
I'd see.
Let me know.
I'm giving out false information that usually you're at the pizza place.
Nah, pizza place is Tuesdays.
Oh, Tuesdays. My bad. All right. Who wants to go first?
Jeremy.
All right, Jeremy.
Sure, yeah.
Questions, comments, complaints.
Yeah, no, I mean, just the obligatory. Thanks for having me on. You guys are great, and all that stuff. Everybody always does. But no, it was nice to get the nod and invite, and to be clear, I mean, there was an open invitation all this time. Anytime I wanted to come back to do a show, for whether it was 1 or 10 or whatever. So I felt obliged to be here on the final audio podcast episode. Like Mike had mentioned earlier, that I think where the show, or where the brand, if that's a thing that we're doing now, is headed, is more to akin to what I'm hoping to still be a part of. Then Bad Fodder figures will continue to live on, I guess, and I will be a part of that. But obviously, there's really no amount of words or thanks that could really fit and go to you guys for keeping this going, for being there when you could. Because Eric will tell you, life gets in the way sometimes of doing something like this. but and again with Mike, I've been on both sides. Thankfully, he was willing to do most of the heavy lifting with this. From my previous podcast where I was doing most of the heavy lifting, so I know every week, even if I just listen to an episode, I know all the effort that then went into it. So without Mike, there would be no Bad Fodder Figures. Literally and figuratively, but so it was really good to be a part of this from the beginning and to be able to hopefully be involved a little bit more of what it's going to be in the future. So thanks.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on. Thank you for the kind words for sure. And like I said, Jeremy came up with the name. We must have gone through a litany of names, and we had some we liked, some we didn't like. But as soon as we heard this one, we were like, "Yep, that's it." And so thanks again for all that. Matt, Eric, anyone?
Let me say, man, I've had a great time with you guys, man. And like Jeremy said, this is not really the end. This is just the end of the podcast that we're going to do every Sunday because life gets in the way. And, I haven't been getting on every Sunday because my job got in the way. And to be honest with you, I'd rather do this than do my job. But, I don't get paid for this. So, man, it was great, man. We go back, Matt, we go way back, And Mike, man, come on, man. Bad Fodder Figures for life, bro. That's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
make sure you're rubbing me good there.
I'm gonna rub you good.
Make sure which face you're rubbing right there.
So, man, and I hold this in high regard, man. So it's a big deal. Yeah. And Mike, thank you especially for doing all of this, all of the things that you do behind the scenes and everything. And I appreciate it every episode, bro. So.
Right.
That's it for
Thank
me.
you very much. Thank you for being here for, what we say, 98.9% of the shows, right?
That's right. That's right. Yes, sir.
I as a manager, I do an agent scorecard, and I got to do year-end reviews. And we say people that are meeting their KPI metrics and are 98% or higher are strong.
Yeah.
You have eclipsed the needs growth or on track. You are now strong because you've.
So I can get a letter of recommendation from you.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
90% of the time, Eric works half the time.
That's right. That's right.
All right, Matthew.
Jeremy, it's great having you on for. It sucks you came out of retirement.
God, I wish you would have told me.
Eric and Mike, it's been a hell of a ride. It's been a whole lot of goddamn fun. For sure. Like Eric said, Mike, it's been great. The glue holding everything together and putting the show out every week and all that shit, and keeping things going. But it's just been many, many years of podcasting on different shows and shit and doing stuff. And it's just time to hang it up and be done. I appreciate all the listeners, all the friends I've made throughout the years, on Twitter and what have you, from the other podcasts and all that stuff. But it's going to be, it's kind of a sad, but it's also kind of a relief also at the same time. So, but yeah, thanks everybody.
All right, hell of a career, you guys. Long time, since 2007, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Seemed like just yesterday I was watching that video online of you unboxing Uncharted.
It's cardboard, son of a
bitch.
Yeah.
And I was cracking up. That's still fun.
That's a long time, man. That's probably 5 or 6 years before I started, Gamers in Beta with Jay and everybody. So yeah, it's a hell of a long time. It's too bad you didn't save any of those. You could have archived them somewhere, but what do we know? We just delete stuff. You can't put your arm around a memory, but you could have listened to a podcast. So.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, what he could do is he could put that GoPro on and get back on that motorcycle. You could do that too.
I do that. Yeah.
That'll fix a lot of this gap, Matt. If you do that.
Let me see what I can do about that. I might have to get me a new camera
and go down to that shop.
Yeah, it was one of the best things ever when you went in the shop with the helmet on.
Yeah, go down
a beer shop.
There's a journalist, Brian Crescente. I think he used to write for like Polygon and Kotaku. He does the Lego podcast now. He's just learned how to ride a motorcycle, and he's got a GoPro for the front of his fender, and he bought a remote for it now, which I don't know how you do if you get supposed to have two hands on the bike, but he's got some little remote that he can turn the camera on and off, maybe angle it a little bit. It's a remote control for the GoPro.
Oh wow!
So.
It's controlled by his wife's vagina. It's like a reverse.
It's unique. It's unique.
It's unique.
She turns and does this.
Yeah.
Puts a finger in, turns it on, turns it off.
But it's been a lot of fun for sure. Gamers in Beta was a lot of fun. Bad Fodder Figures has been just as much fun, if not more, because I think, in the early days, Gamers in Beta was a more serious, hey, we want to be, or not we, it was more like I wanted to be, this, that, and the other thing. But sort of with Bad Fodder Figures, lighten the mood a little bit. Yeah, we covered gaming stuff, but, maybe half of our viewership didn't come over with us because we were too loosey-goosey in the beginning, but that's just more of what I think the three of us enjoyed doing, was just talking and hanging out, communicating and getting on that level as friends. And if we could sneak in, if I could sneak in some news items to sort of scratch that itch of stuff that I like to talk about, because, I don't smoke cigars like Matt or collect sneakers like Eric. I don't have motorcycles and things like that. Gaming's the hobby, right? So
and TVs.
TVs. That's
they're multiplying like rabbits, I tell you.
Stacking panels.
But if I could ever sneak in some gaming stuff, it felt like a win to me. So I appreciate you guys hanging in there and listening to my news stories when maybe they didn't. Scratch the itch for you guys or grab your attention because you're not playing that stuff. But I did really enjoy talking about all those news items for all these years. But certainly the incentive every week was to come on and converse with you guys for sure, and something, a friendship that I'm confident that it's going to last a lifetime, and can't wait to meet up with you guys. I've certainly met Eric in person, but the day I can meet Jeremy and Matt in person too will be another great day, and hang out, lots of laughs. And they say I'm going to the Tilted Kilt and getting some dessert.
Blue ice cream, so Smurf ice cream.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. But it's been a good ride. I'm glad I'm getting out where I'm getting out because it hasn't been quite tedious yet, but I could feel that coming. I don't know if it's because the fall is like sort of when I'm feeling my best as a human, and it's a lot of sports going on right now, which I enjoy as well. So I know Sunday nights are hard because you got your football on and there's the playoff baseball going on. So it just feels like the right time for me. Who knows, a year or two, maybe I'll be like, no, I miss it too much, but I don't feel like that's going to happen. I feel like I've said my piece, did it to the best of my abilities, and we had a lot of fun. So I just feel like it's time for me,
Yep.
Yeah.
I've met Jeremy in person. It was all right. Just the service sucked. The service. I mean, the service sucked. Okay,
this is what
keep that in mind.
Matt came. All Matt could do the next day was going.
This guy sucks.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
I go up there, couldn't get fucking dessert. I'm waiting for a beer. I thought I ordered a beer, and no one brought me a beer.
How far do you live away from Jeremy? How far do y'all live away from each other?
Probably about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I come up there, we're gonna go see Jeremy, Matt.
Yeah.
Is it up there or over there?
Over there, around there.
Up. It's up. It's kind of up.
Up and around.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully, I definitely want to shout out all the people that have tuned in and contributed to the show. Certainly, Chase has been instrumental on the game nights and usually here most times. Maniacs in chat and Show Enough. Ian Hale was here for a long time, but I think I don't know if he got married or if he hooked up with a woman or something.
He's locked in the basement. He's locked in the basement somewhere, I think.
Yeah. Women to do that.
I mean, it's not lost to me that some people might, I don't want
to knock your lights over.
Yeah, tear up shit. Yeah.
I don't want to overstate things and make us more important than we are, but I understand that some people might take this as a bad news or disappointment. So, Fred French, Slaterific, Bricko, all the people that have subscribed, dropped bits or whatever, certainly appreciated and for sure. And I'm sorry if it's we're not going to be there anymore to break up the monotony. But hopefully we've given you enough laughs over time. Certainly the shows are on YouTube. Let's call that out. So, we didn't start out on YouTube doing the podcast, but I think maybe like the last 100 episodes or somewhere around there should be on YouTube. So you can go catch those and listen to those. The audio and video portions are there. But just a big thank you to everybody that tuned in and downloaded and came to the streams. That's really what, I think gave this show like another breath of life in the middle, because maybe it was getting a little long in the tooth just doing the podcast part of it. And then once we made the switch to Twitch, that has added another layer of, just enjoyment and interaction with the listeners, right? So,
yep.
All the people that left voicemails, Los certainly has left a bunch over time. I'm sure I'm leaving everybody out who's should be recognized, but just a big thank you from me, from everybody that's ever retweeted something or tweeted at us or done anything to sort of show that, hey, we're listening to you guys and things like that. So that's been
the
Mafias.
Really remember that?
The Mafias, sure. Your son, Junior.
Yeah.
Yeah. EJ.
Little Eric.
Robo Pig is usually in here from time to time. So
Dave. Yep.
So it's coming up on Extra Life season. So make sure you go to Twitch and check out Good for Gaming. They do a lot of good stuff for a lot of charities. So.
And if we forgot you, leave us a voicemail, 508.
Yeah, the voice.
PFFS.
Hey, I'm just going to tell you right now, the voicemail line's not going anywhere. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to pay for that. So if it's just like, it's like, it's therapy for you that you want to leave voicemails, you can go ahead and maybe maybe we'll play them from time to time. But yeah, just wanted to shout at everybody that's tuned in and been supportive for all of us on all our podcasts. Dad's Getting Grounded, Gamers in Beta, 40cast, Gamers Unscripted.
Gosh, yeah.
Anything we've ever done over time, I really appreciate everybody that's tuned in and listened to our babble. So
that's right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
So this is it. This has been 180. I pushed to end on an even number for some reason. We could have hung it up last Sunday, but I said, no, let's get to an even number. So we did it, guys. Congratulations. Thanks for hanging out with me every Sunday and on this occasion on a Wednesday. I appreciate it, guys. And I'm sure I'll talk to you tomorrow in our little Twitter chat.
But I'm blocking you all now.
Okay. See you later, everybody. All right, so I neglected to mention Lucky Phantasm from Gamers in Beta days. He used to always stop by, so this is for him.
I have servers because I play with friends.
And for our good buddy over the pond, Chewyzilla.
Chewy.
This is for you, Chewy.
I don't know why I haven't got any wood. I don't understand.
And, of course, we got to end it just with Iron Hill.
The advanced bug plug actually is not that difficult.
So we've done enough. Goodbye. I was signing off the last time.
And the crickets.
Yeah.
Crickets.
Goodbye, everybody.